We're into the last few races of the Formula 1 2021 season. We're back in Turkey, in Istanbul. It's so intercontinental. Welcome to the Turkish Grand Prix. It's round 16 of the season as well. Following this, we begin a charge across the Americas with the United States Grand Prix on the 24th of October. Mexico starts off another triple header, the 7th of November, the 14th of November. We go back for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix at Interlagos, and Qatar takes its debut on the calendar on the 21st of November. In December, the two races to round out the season, Saudi Arabia at the new Jeddah Street Circuit on the 5th of December, before reprofiled Abu Dhabi sees the season conclude on December the 12th. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, it's Lewis Hamilton who leads by just 2 points to Max Verstappen. Mathematically, the only two still remaining in this title fight for the last 7 races, and it is so close between them. Valtteri Bottas is holding off Lando Norris in 3rd and 4th. Sergio Perez goes P5. He's 8 points clear of Carlos Sainz, who's ahead of his teammate Charles Leclerc. Danny Ricciardo has 8 points. Pierre Gasly 9th, and Fernando Alonso rounds out the top 10. No position changes on page 2, with Esteban Ocon 10 points clear of Sebastian Vettel. Lance Stroll ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda 2 points clear now of George Russell, who's had 5 races in a row in the points. Great for the Williams team, ahead of Nicholas Latifi on 7. Raikkonen has 6, Giovinazzi 1, Schumacher, Kubica and Mazepin still the only drivers with no points on the board. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes leads the way by exactly 33 points to Red Bull Racing as well. McLaren are holding off Ferrari as well after a good surge of good races in Italy and Russia. Alpine have 5th place pretty much confirmed to them from AlphaTauri ahead of Aston Martin. Williams in 8th place now, so far ahead of both Alfa Romeo on 7, and the only team with no points, unsurprisingly, is Haas on 0. It's the 2021 Turkish Grand Prix, and this is the first practice session in the morning light. Let's take a look around the Istanbul City Circuit Park, a 3.316 mile circuit, top speed at 205 miles an hour, elevation change at over 40 metres, and the lap record here 1:24.770 set by Montoya. Start the lap. Head downhill, open up the DRS zone into the downhill braking zone for turn 1. Be careful not to let the car go too deep, but you can pick up a very late apex as you hurtle uphill through 2 into the uphill heavier braking zone into turn 3. Banked part of the circuit, you immediately drop down the hill to turn 4. A sharp 90-degree right-hander into the 90-degree left at turn 5 and 6. Open up the kinetic energy system of the car as you launch uphill towards turn 7 before the fearless triple apex of turn 8. The drivers say this one is really going to be felt on the next 3 times. Left, left and left again, all by trying to keep at full throttle at over nearly 200 miles an hour in a 2020 car. Drop down the hill, another 90 left, into the braking zone at turn 9 and turn 10, back up towards the second DRS detection point on the track at turn number 11. Now run all the way uphill with the DRS open into the braking zone of turn 12. Scene, of course, of Red Bull making their famous 1-2 crash in 2010. Hard on the brakes and overtaking opportunity here before the quick kink into turn 13 and the last corner turn 14. Hug the inside curb, open up the DRS once again and fire it to a line. That is a lap of the Istanbul Park circuit here for the Turkish Grand Prix. What's that old saying? Who's in for a Turkish delight? Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to the first practice session for the 2021 Rolex Turkish Grand Prix. We are back in Istanbul as well. This fantastic circuit, 3.316 mile, 3 sectors, 2 DRS zones, top speed of 205 miles an hour as well. Montoya still having the lap record of a 1:24.770 as well. A 40.8 metre elevation change. The first corner here is always treacherous. It cost Bottas a chance of the title last year when he span to avoid a spinning Danny Ricciardo. Turn 7, Albon versus Vettel diving up the inside in the race as well in mixed conditions. A very treacherous corner. But nothing compares to turn 12. We're on the last lap after Lewis Hamilton was crowned a 7-time champion. Charles Leclerc locked up, enabled Sergio Perez to go up to second, and his only podium of the year, Sebastian Vettel, to go into third place as well. We've got a step softer tyre compound than we had here last year. It is the C2 for the hard, the C3 for the mediums, and the soft has the C4 tyre. So much so, they've actually got the one way round on the graphics there. They'll have to fix that for next time out. I wonder who was in charge. They've got them the wrong way round. It's a beautiful sunny morning here so far. Track temperature is at 29 degrees. Air temperature is 19 degrees. Humidity at 67% as well. Wind speed 3.6 metres as well. It's all good. And it's a return for Sky F1 to their normal headsets. That's, I'm delighted to say, because I'm just seeing. So their headsets have been adjusted and they're back, which is great to see, to be fair. Especially as I think the other ones were a bit rubbish, so... Nice to see Sky back on the usual headsets. Wish I could change mine at the moment because the ear cups need replacing. Let's go over to the group chat then. As you can see, good morning to Kobe. Good morning from the East Coast in the USA. It's 4:30 a.m. Kobe, what on earth are you doing up at 4:30 a.m.? It must be for first practice. So, yeah. 2 minutes to go until the green light goes on, as you can see. Megan Birch will be alongside me in the commentary box in a few moments' time. Sun glistening down onto turn 1 as well. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that the track is a lot more grippier than we had this time last year as well. If you remember, everyone was slipping around in both the dry and wet conditions. They've sort of... cut the top of the surface off as well to try and stop the bitumen coming through to the topper layer as well in wet conditions and make it a drier, smoother track. But so far, we're going to have our first action in 1 minute 24 seconds, and if they still slip around the circuit, then we know there is a bigger problem at hand. Lewis Hamilton, we're watching now, won his 100th Grand Prix in Russia. The first man to ever reach a century of victories, his first 100th. Previous race was out, started 4th, won the race. Lando Norris, of course, the biggest disappointment from that race in Russia. Even he says as well, it hurt a lot. Red Bull now with Max Verstappen. Red Bull Racing are running a special livery this weekend in tribute to their engine supplier of Honda. With this weekend, it should have been the Japanese Grand Prix. However, with the Japan COVID pandemic still worsening, they have cancelled that event and replaced it with the Turkish Grand Prix. Lots to talk about, including a provisional 2022 Formula 1 calendar that was announced just half an hour ago on Sky Sports F1. I did tweet it at Joshua Birch 99, but we will go through it here as well. Biggest thing we need to take a look at when the cars leave the pit lane is Lewis Hamilton going to take an engine penalty? Because, as you all know, he lost one in the circulation after the Monza crash, so we need to take a look at that. And the green light is on, and the first practice session is underway for the 2021 Turkish Grand Prix. We are all waiting to see the news if Lewis Hamilton is confirmed as having a grid penalty or not. Alonso, Raikkonen, 2 cars out onto the track as well, which is great to see. And what is this from Aston Martin? Something a little different from Seb this week. Inspired by the need to protect our oceans, Seb's Turkish Grand Prix helmet celebrates ocean life. That is fantastic to see as well. FP1 is go, and we're keeping an eye across Twitter and the FIA channels as well to see exactly what is happening. Alonso's headed out there on the medium tyre, the C3. Raikkonen's out there on the C4 soft tyres. Ricciardo mediums. Hard tyres then for Esteban Ocon as well, as they all head out there onto the circuit as well. A lot of action already this morning, and once again it looks like our driver tracker isn't working, which is just great news, because it never ever works, does it, in first practice? It always works going forward as well. This is the tyre compounds. Last year, Pirelli's with the C1, the C2 and the C3. The front PSI was 23.0. This year, the front PSI is 22.0. The rears are 20. And we've gone a step softer with the C2, C3 and C4 tyre compound being in operation as well. Wheels rolling as well, it's Fernando.
Grips a lot better than last year. Okay, that's good news.
Grips is a lot better than what it was last year. That is fantastic news. Let's hear from Kimi Raikkonen just before they left the pit lane. Well, there's nothing from Raikkonen there, which I found a bit disappointing, as they all now circulate downhill towards turn 12. You can hear my watch going off there. More information as well as they wait to see what is happening. And there's the phone going off as well to tell me that there's a new FIA delegates press thing going out to see who's got the penalties for this race. Because as soon as you exit the pit lane,
a lot better than last year.
There's Lando.
That's good news.
So yeah, as soon as you exit the pit lane, you do get told immediately who's on a different engine, who's not on a different engine, so on. So we have to keep an eye on that one going forward. Let's hear from Nikita Mazepin now on the radio.
Okay, Nikita, we've got 8 cars in front of you. Radio check, turn 1 exit.
So that was the radio check. Well, that blasted my ears. I don't know about yours. Nikita Mazepin, radio check not working, it seems, at the moment, as we're on board now with the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly's on the radio.
And we have high wind confirmed, tailwind on 12 from track data.
So wind is interesting from turn 10. As you can see, wind speed 4.3. It's blowing across the start-finish straight downwards towards the back of turn 14 as well. The circuit owners have jet washed the track to actually try and give it more grip.
And we have high wind confirmed, tailwind on 12 from track data.
As that's turn 12 onwards, actually. So down into the braking zone where Hamilton's just come through now as well. So yeah, the track owners have jet washed it to try and give it more grip as well. Turkey are looking for a 10-year F1 deal in order to replace the Singapore Grand Prix. Singapore not showing what's happening then again. If you're living in the UK and listening to us across the radio network as well, then I'll have to inform you that the M25 is once again being blocked by Insulate Britain. We'll get on to that more presumably throughout the weekend. Esteban Ocon is the fastest driver so far on a 1:29.171. That's immediately beaten now by Charles Leclerc, who does a 1:27.457 on the board. Raikkonen has had his lap time deleted of a 1:29.266 for track limits at turn 6. We'll get onto that as we go. I don't think Hamilton's now left the track, so if there's anything from Hamilton,
Cars are looking good.
that's Vettel on the radio.
Good break, and it'll be go on.
So if there's anything from Hamilton in the case that he is changing over for this weekend's power unit, we will get it now, unless he does it in free practice 2, although I don't see why, because there's a 2-hour gap. He might do it tomorrow in free practice week, or he might take it Sunday after qualifying as well. It doesn't matter how late in the weekend you take it, but you have to take it. Hamilton now, here he is. The track he claimed his 7th world title at last year. This year, he's in a title fight with Max Verstappen. Just 2 points separate the two drivers at the moment. 246.5 for Hamilton, 244.5 for Max Verstappen. Hamilton jumps to the top, a 1:27.439 with 55 minutes to go. Ocon goes third on a 1:27.983. Giovinazzi P5, 1:28.454. Then goes Norris and Gasly.
The rest of the settings, okay?
So you can go to boost 5.
And that's go to boost 5 as Hamilton's locked up coming down the hill to out of turn 4 and 5. Oh, and Ferrari with a big aero packet on the back of the sensors. It's Carlos Sainz It looks like he's got angel wings attached to the back of his Ferrari right now. It's the best way I can describe it. It looks like angel wings stuck to the back tail end plate of that car. Max Verstappen then, a brand new livery for Red Bull, the white Red Bull with the sort of light red dot in the middle, which is supposed to recommend the land of the rising sun.
So see how the balance is on this first time lap. A lot of comments of high grip.
Feels like it.
Doesn't feel like it, says Max Verstappen, in terms of the high grip. They've jet washed it, so it should be a little bit more sharper to dig the tyres in. However, is that going to change? There is
so see how the balance is on this first time lap. A lot of comments of high grip.
Yeah, feels like it.
There is heavy rain tomorrow, forecast as well, for qualifying free practice 3. So we'll have to take an eye on what is going to change going forward. Verstappen on his lap time then, 32.443 for Hamilton is that first sector. He's the fastest man out there at the moment. What can Max Verstappen do? I'm loving this white Red Bull livery. Usually Red Bull run in their purpley bluey colour cars, and they have done since 2005. They've changed the livery only 3 times as well. Once in 2005 when it was the Star Wars situation. Once when David Coulthard left and it was a white liveried car for Wings for Life. And now this is the third changed officially on a race weekend where they have won with a run with a white livery. Technically as well, you can count it 4 times because I've just remembered
Okay, first laps coming in are Hamilton and Claire both at 27.4. 27.4 on the soft.
That's Verstappen's radio again.
Than P2 last year.
Yeah, I've just remembered as well that they ran the photo livery in 2012 at Silverstone, but it was still the same basic look of the car, just with photos making it up of their crew and fans as well. So, yeah. I think I was on that car, I can't remember. Sebastian Vettel then is currently down the order on the track in P11, but he's circulating now. Max Verstappen goes 4 tenths quicker than Hamilton across the line, a 1:26.91. So the curse of the livery change doesn't seem to be affecting right now, as Vettel in his lap time goes fastest, so it goes second fastest now, 1:27.326. He was fastest of all in that third sector as well. Driver tracker still bust, as you can see here up here in the comms box. So I was hoping it was going to work, but it isn't. But there's a look at the Turkish Grand Prix track as well. It's a very beautiful circuit. It's one of the only good ones we've actually known about. Designed by Herman Tilke. So he comes through. Stroll goes P6 on the board on a 1:27.547. Lando Norris, a 10th down as Mazepin getting in the way there of Carlos Sainz as well. The Ferrari down at turn 12. Here is Lando now. Oh, and Hamilton, fastest of all, first sector on a 31.760. Second sector, he's 4 tenths quicker, but he's actually slower than Verstappen's time was. Here comes Lando Norris to the line. Personal best sectors 1 and 2. Oh, he's actually fastest of all. Sector 3 and goes quickest by another 4 tenths. So Norris a 1:26.516, immediately snapping into the times. Let's hear from Hamilton then. Cross the line, goes top, 1:26.043. So there's a lot of speed to be found, at least 4 tenths across that last sector as well. So, yeah, sector 2 slow compared to the Mercedes, but sectors 1 and 3 fastest of all.
Okay, they dilated both lap track limit turn 6. Tsunoda 3 seconds behind.
But the curb is not the limit.
That's
it's
Raikkonen.
The white line. It's the white line on turn 6.
That's Raikkonen being told that it's the white line at turn 6, which is the limit of the track limits. Yeah. We'll get into it all coming into the remaining 50 minutes. Sergio Perez now circulating in the second white liveried Red Bull. You can't miss the Red Bull this weekend, can you? It's reminding me of a footwork actually from the early 1990s. As Perez goes P6 at 1:27.785 as well. And the second Red Bull, Max Verstappen now joining him on the track as well. Either that or Minardi from 1997 as well. Just those type of atmospheres out there on the circuit. Better late than never. Just walking into the back of the commentary box is Megan Birch as well with us all weekend.
Well this early.
You have to say that again, your mic was muted.
I don't do well this early.
No, you don't, do you? Even though you have to get to college at this time as well.
Exactly.
Just to point out,
Do you
this
think
is
I'm
their day off.
concentrating?
No, this
Yeah.
is their day off as well. So
I
hello,
have a
Megan.
3-day weekend.
Hello, Megan. How are you this morning then? If you're going to say tired or grumpy,
All 3.
all 3, yeah. I only said tired and grumpy. What's the
Exactly.
third? What's the
I'm
third one?
adding
Oh, big lock up from Schumacher into 1. Managed to make the apex though, which is good news.
Tired, grumpy.
Ah,
Surprisingly not hungry.
it's just been confirmed. The FIA confirms a new internal combustion engine for Lewis Hamilton, and he will receive a 10-place grid penalty on Sunday. So a new internal combustion engine for Lewis Hamilton, and he will get a 10-place grid penalty.
The
So
third is thirsty because I want a cup of tea.
say again.
The third is thirsty because I want a cup of tea.
Yeah. Can I just say, we knew that was going to happen. We thought, oh, they're going to take it this weekend. They're going to take it this weekend, and it's done it.
Boss lap.
Oh, we've heard that one. We've heard that one before.
Latifi
Track
eighth.
limits. Yeah. So they've done it. Lewis Hamilton is going to have a 10-place grid penalty.
Ocon goes top with a 125.968.
That's a great time. So he's 0.075 quicker than Hamilton. But there's the confirmation.
Ocon's great at the moment.
Yeah, so update, Lewis Hamilton's grid penalty is only 10 places as he's only taken a new internal combustion engine this weekend. He's not taken, Megan, a full power unit, which is interesting. So he hasn't taken an MGUK, which is the kinetic. He hasn't taken a new MGUH, and he hasn't taken a new gearbox either. He's just taken a 10-place grid penalty. So he's going to start the race, presumably if he takes pole, he's going to start it from 11th, which is disastrous. But
Oh, Norris goes second
Okay, they
with
delayed
a
it both lap. Track limit
126.028.
But the curb is not the limit.
It's the white line. It's the white line.
that's being
6.
repeated to us now across the radio. So yeah, Ocon and Norris 1-2, Hamilton P3.
Russell 13th.
So we saw last time out, of course, at the Russian Grand Prix, we saw Max Verstappen take his grid penalty, and he finished the race in second due to late weather. Could Lewis Hamilton, now just taking 10 places, win the race? Is that possible? Or is this weekend now damage limitation already?
I would say it's in the realms of possibility.
Of winning the race?
I mean, if Max can do it from the back of a grid, I'm sure Lewis can do it as well. They're both really good drivers.
Yeah, and both of them fighting for the championship as well.
Exactly.
So we're going to try and get the document up for you
Why
on here. Go on, Megs.
am I seeing things of the Red Bulls white?
No,
You tell me everything.
you're all right.
2 seconds.
When you skip only 3 seconds, it's I'm in the first place.
Okay.
The outcome is not.
Copy. Yeah, it's tight here. So 6 seconds, Antonio, pushing.
I can't remember if I told you this or not. I don't think I did. By your reaction there, I don't think I did tell you. This weekend, as you know, was supposed to be the Japanese Grand Prix, but that race has been cancelled, replaced now with the Turkish Grand Prix. So Red Bull are running a special Honda livery of the Japanese flag. So it's a white Red Bull, both of them this weekend. It's going to make.
It looks like an ice cream.
Well, it's going to make it does actually. It's going to make identifying the Haas and the Red Bull very difficult this weekend, especially
I
in
always
Spray.
thought the Haas looked like an ice cream. Now there's 4 cars on the track that look like ice creams.
I also thought the Haas looked like a toothpaste. Red, white, blue, like Colgate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Red Bull definitely look like ice creams this weekend.
They do. Alonso's had his track limits turn 6 and his lap time deleted. Oh, let's hear from Max Verstappen.
So Hamilton starting a time lap, he's 2.5 seconds behind. And through before 3.
So that's all we heard there.
I want Norris to win this weekend.
We've had a strange decision here about gloves. Since the beginning of 2021, the FIA Safety Department has been conducting a research project with the target of improving the heat transmission protection of the driver's gloves. The specific change in glove specification required to achieve this increased protection must be balanced with the levels of comfort and dexterity required to operate the car safely for extended periods. It is considered that any effects of the specification changes on comfort or dexterity can only be evaluated effective during non-track testing. So,
I have
hang on.
2 things to say.
Yeah?
First of all, Alonso's lap time has been deleted for exceeding track limits around turn 6, and Hamilton goes top with
Right.
a 124.511.
Exercising their authority under Article 11.9.1 and .2 of the International Sporting Code, the stewards authorise the following drivers to use the prototype safety equipment as defined above any free practice sessions of the Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, Carlos Sainz, Danny Ricciardo and George Russell. So they, Hamilton, Vettel, Sainz, Ricciardo and Russell, will be testing during the practice sessions the brand new safety gloves.
Have you noticed how, like...
Would you like me to order you a cup of tea?
4 out of 5 drivers are 10 or below.
10 or below what?
In free practice right now.
Hamilton's top.
I know. 4 out of 5 drivers are 10 or below. The rest
Yes.
Russell just proved me wrong there. Goes into 7th.
And we had a lap time deleted for Gasly for track limits at turn 1. And Norris has had a lap time deleted for track limits at turn 14. So that's why they're dropping positions
It
here
wasn't
and
a good
there.
lap time anyway.
No, it wasn't, was it? A 1:26.029. So
Verstappen makes
oh,
his way up the board.
that's the time now. That's the time now. Let's hear from Sergio Perez on the radio.
Because it's mainly the low speed. I think we're better off where we are because the high speed is a bit neutral. So we probably go aggressive a bit for the low speed.
Yeah, okay. So we'll stay out, we won't do a flap adjust.
Interesting situation there from what we've been hearing as well. No flap adjust there. But yeah, braking, Hamilton will start at least from 11th place or back in this Grand Prix. Presumably he's going to want to go into Q3 and try and take the pole position. So he's because if he leaves out Q2, he'll start from the back of the grid. So this is going to be an interesting one. And if it's a wet session, of course, which tomorrow is predicted for rain and a wet qualifying, what on earth is going to happen next? You just can't tell, can you? It's going to be a great one here. Hamilton then a 1:24.5.1. He's top of the board. He's 8 tenths clear of Ocon, 9 tenths clear of Verstappen, who's jumped up to 3rd.
That is the radio. Good.
A lot of background noise, but we can hear you clear, so we keep it for now.
That's Gasly on the radio, just asking, is everything okay? New track record in Istanbul, just 15 minutes into it, so the grip is there. So Juan Pablo Montoya's lap record has now finally been demolished, and it now goes to Lewis Hamilton, a 1:24.511, as that was Norris off the track at the last corner, and exceeding the track limits. That time got deleted as well. He kicked up all the cement dust at the exit as well. Wasn't not great news either. As a lock-up for Verstappen. It's hard to tell now that the helmets are the same colour. Yes, it's the 33, so it is Max Verstappen. Megan's shaking her head for those of you listening on the radio. You're not liking that, are you? We have some ice cream if you want some ice cream.
I want tea.
Would you like me to... Why don't you go get a cup of tea then?
Because I don't want it in the cup.
Okay, so biggest issues turn and the steer turn 7, turn 9, apex. Big loss of front. So we have tailwind in this corner. But there's no big shift of balance in these corners.
Copy that. Open turn 9 pushing box.
Gasly's radio is absolutely atrocious here this weekend, isn't it?
I've had to take one of my headphones off because I don't like how loud it is.
We have actually got a man on site this weekend as well. Because... Who's that in the chat? Is that Beth? I'm not sure.
Who knows?
Well, I've only made so many people admin.
Exactly.
So it has to, and I only know one who changes their name.
Has to be one of them.
And I only know one of them who's changed the name. Let's go to the chat then quick, because I kicked the camera. Why is everyone talking about me?
Have we been talking a lot?
What's that? I can't pronounce that. Is that track and limits?
Track limits.
Track limits. Oh. Track limits. Oh, I see. Then it is definitely Beth then.
I have a feeling.
Good morning, Beth. Who's watching on as well. As everyone's talking about track limits. I'll tell you what, that's one of your better ones. It took me a while just to make sure it was you. Good morning to everybody as well. Gasly can't afford to take grid penalties in association with the upgrade from AM to FM. His radio is atrocious this weekend. I don't think he can he?
What time would it be for Beth right now? So, is it 9 hours?
9 hours, yeah.
So it's like 6:50, I'm guessing.
In the afternoon or the morning?
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Oh, that's not too bad then.
Because they're ahead.
Yes, and it's an hour earlier than we usually have this session as well.
I have so much understeer.
Tsunoda.
I have so much understeer.
Understood, understood. Do you want one more lap or we can box and fit a soft?
Yeah, I can do one more lap if you want.
Engine braking 7.
Yuki Tsunoda.
And diff entry 2. Diff entry 2.
Yuki Tsunoda, of course, who has got the record for swearing this year.
Very surprisingly, in this radio, it's swapped.
Yeah, and has. Tsunoda's radio is fine compared to Gasly's. And already guessed. Yeah, it says track limits as well, which is Beth as well. Yeah, I know. Took me a second, but there's only so many people I made moderators.
Had to be one.
Had to be one of the 3 or the 4. 4, because presumably Jack's still asleep. As they come through, and Lewis Hamilton, that new internal combustion engine with a 10th-place grid penalty is going to cost him a lot coming into this weekend. Let's just check the weather forecast, actually, coming in as well.
Okay, Yuki, so now turn 3 is good. We just need to prepare a bit more turn 4. So entry turn 3 is good. Prepare turn 4 better.
So tomorrow...
7:50. See, my head's gone out of a window.
Wake up! You've already been in the shower this morning. Maybe that should have woken you up.
No.
Tomorrow's weather forecast as well, 80% chance of rain. Sunday, a 70% chance of rain as well, which is great news for us, Megan, because that means we get to commentate on yet another race together.
Yay.
Tsunoda goes P12 now.
I'm excited. I'm so tired.
Tsunoda then goes P12 with a brand new power unit as well, as Lucas TV doesn't improve. Megan?
Which is because I went to bed early.
Yes, I had to wake you up in order for you actually to get changed into your bed clothes and not in your normal clothes. You fell asleep like that.
Yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning, and Megan had set a 20-minute timer to wake herself back up. It was going off, and she didn't hear it.
Yeah, Kellyanne says I have that trouble.
I also said to her, can you...
For turn 12 locking, suggest slightly straighter braking later turn in to protect front left, turn 12.
That's Ricardo on the radio. But I also told Megan, can you do FP1 tomorrow? And to which she said, yes, I'll do FP1. And then, bang! Forgot about it until I told her this morning at 8 o'clock.
That happens.
A rule of thumb, do not tell Megan anything.
Well, at least write it down.
Kobe says, Beth says, Kobe, have you been to bed? I hope so. Otherwise, it's only just gone 4 o'clock, isn't it? Over there.
Time.
I've still got nothing on Lewis Hamilton at the moment on the official confirmation, so I'm desperately trying to find the message that we've seen fly up. Megan's now desperately trying to speak out what she's typing.
Yeah, I do that also.
I'm desperately trying to find the Lewis Hamilton grid penalty situation. Here it is.
It's plus 11 hours. Oh, still I would have been wrong.
That's the technical delegates report. So a brand new internal combustion engine. Still no decision from the stewards that he's taken a penalty as well.
Has the gone forward?
Nope. Has the clock's gone forward? Definitely not here. Not for another week. Not until the end of the month, Megan. We've got to make sure that'll work back in. Where is it? What race will it be? Mexico?
In the United States, it goes back 7th of November. But I don't see why I need to know that.
I don't see why the clocks move anybody. It doesn't make any difference to me. George Russell then, P9 at the moment. He scored points in all 5. That's really annoying. It's you're setting me off. Stop. I'm gonna send you out in a minute. I was fine until you turned up.
Yay.
I'm gonna have to go like that and then wake you up a little bit like that.
No, I don't want to wake up.
So anyway, Lewis Hamilton now just circulating out there as Beth says, yeah, Lewis Hamilton will take the new pup.
How we are on time.
We go back on Halloween.
Yeah.
We're currently on plan.
Get an extra hour.
So if you need one more, happy to do one more.
I don't like Halloween. So it does mean
Let's try one more.
That's a lot, sir.
I'll try to go fast now and fast on the lap.
Copy that.
Anyway, George Russell, as I was saying, has scored points in all of the last 5 races, which I find absolutely fantastic.
I am awake.
I know, but that means every race since Belgium. So Belgium, Italy, Netherlands. Where were we at after Netherlands? It's Belgium, the Netherlands, Italy, Russia,
It won nothing.
Hungary scored points. And I'm missing one. I've missed them. I don't know which one. I haven't got my notes up on the wall at the moment. Apparently, it's F1 Twitter selfie day.
Okay, go ahead, Max.
I mean, I have an F1 selfie day that could easily beat everybody's because it's an actual photo, which is the legend Ted Kravitz. And I can, if you want, I can also put up my interview with Carlos Sainz and the photo I got with him. I nearly stopped to talk with Jack Aitken, actually. If it wasn't for the fact that I was live on air and Craig Slater had got him first, I would have had a conversation with Jack Aitken live on air, but that couldn't happen. But yeah, he was back when Jack was at the Renault squad as their third driver. As Lance Stroll comes onto the track now as well, and Lance took his first ever pole position 1 year ago. Well, not exactly a year ago, because we raced here in November last year, didn't we? Where is it? The 15th of November, 2020. Took pole position as well, but finished the race down in P... Where did Lance Stroll? P9. He finished the last race.
Not a good race for him, then.
These annoying little things here, look, that keep annoying me in my commentary box.
Oh, yeah, they're all over. It's the time of year for them.
Get rid of it off my desk. Thank you very much. As you see, Lewis Hamilton, there it is, confirmation. 4th new engine this season, a 10-place grid penalty for Sunday's race. That has been confirmed. Let's go over to the chat. Best pairs. Alonso probably wants more time to practice, exceeding me. What was that? Exceeding me at the start. Yeah, probably. He's always going about the track limits as well. Interesting enough, we were told, what was it, about 15 minutes ago that Lewis Hamilton would have this penalty going in. Formula One now are only just tweeting that fact and only just putting it out. And so are Mercedes. We knew all of this before even Mercedes tweeted it.
Okay, let's get another.
They're not on the ball, are they?
12 for brake temperature, and then remember to go mode push at turn 13.
You're missing out on the back straight. The message is not unclear.
Copy that. Can you hear me okay now? Mode push at turn 13.
Now, yes.
Okay, good. Brake temp is good. All good.
So, let's talk about the 2022 Provisional F1 Calendar. I'm talking about that because it was actually discussed just a few moments, well, not a few moments ago, but it was actually discussed about an hour ago, top of the board as well. Here it is, look, we're just getting into position now to talk to you. So there you have it. Megan, can you see as well? This is from Sky Sports F1, from their show this morning at 9 o'clock, so 58 minutes ago. I tweeted it as well. This is the provisional calendar from Sky F1 for the 2022 Formula One campaign. And it is as follows.
Okay, Lance, that's been deleted for turn 1 track limits, turn 1 track limits.
So Stroll's had his lap time deleted track 1.
Stroll.
So it will be the most record-breaking F1 season ever. 23 races coming up next year, alongside 21 MotoGP races as well. It's going to be a very busy year next season for us here on YouTube. But 23 Formula One races, and this is how they stand as well. We start off in Bahrain on the 20th of March. A week later, we go to Saudi Arabia for round 2. On April the 10th, Beth, this will excite you, the Australian Grand Prix will take part. Yay. April 24th, we will see the Chinese Grand Prix. On May 8th, we go to the United States of America for the Miami Grand Prix. On May 22nd, the Spanish Grand Prix at Barcelona. And May 29th, the Monaco Grand Prix, the same day as the Indianapolis 500. So we'll have to double up on that. Also the same day as the Italian Grand Prix for MotoGP. On June the 12th, and this annoys me ever so much, as it has so much on that weekend as well, and already been confirmed as well. On June the 12th, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which means we will not be commentating on the Le Mans 24-hour race due to the fact that Formula One have broken the agreement made that there will be no racing from the FIA on that weekend.
How dare they?
Yeah, so no Le Mans 24-hour, or I take the Le Mans 24-hour and somebody else commentates on the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Or the ending of Le Mans isn't live. If I don't know what's going to happen. The rumour I've heard is that Azerbaijan's main race is going to start at 3 p.m. UK time, and it's going to start an hour after the end of Le Mans, and Le Mans is going to go back to a 2 o'clock start.
It better.
Yeah, but honestly, don't see what's
If
going to
not, I'll take
Azerbaijan. Yeah. Which could be an interesting one. So yeah, June 12th next year is already a problem. Also, there's 3 touring car races that day, so expect the touring cars from Alton Park to be cancelled for us until the Monday. So a lot going on that weekend, and not at all happy about that. Going further, July the 3rd, and it's been confirmed, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone will take part. On July the 10th, it will be the Australian Grand Prix, and then it's either going to be the French Grand Prix or Italy at Imola will return on July the 17th. But already, Megan, that is a triple header once again, which I don't think anybody's going to be happy with.
No one's
in
ever
July.
happy
about it. Yeah, so July 3...
Race control. Science's track time will be deleted due to track limits at turn 14.
So yeah, basically, July 3rd, 10th and 17th will be another triple header. On July 31st, it will be the Hungarian Grand Prix. That will see us into the summer break before our second triple header. On August 28th, the Belgian Grand Prix. September 4th will be the Netherlands. And on September the 11th, it will be the Italian Grand Prix. A 2-week break before the Russian Grand Prix on September 25th, before a double header at either Singapore or Turkey, whichever will be confirmed. And then the Japanese Grand Prix will be on October the 9th. And then we'll have a United States Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas on October the 23rd. A week later, we'll be in Mexico on October 30th. And then a 2-week break before the season rounds out with another doubleheader, the Brazilian Grand Prix on November 30th. And on Abu Dhabi on November the 20th, the season will conclude exactly 8 months later after the start of the season. So 8 months, 23 races, 36 weeks as well. Only 2 triple headers, but that is the provisional F1 calendar. Beth saying that she'll do Azerbaijan.
Please do.
Deal. Go on with Megan and Dad will be in the box then. But yeah. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see what we're going to do with Le Mans as well. We'll have to check the start times. With Azerbaijan being so much of a later sunset, they might be able to see it. But there you go. That is the 2022 F1 calendar. Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Australia, China, Miami, Spain, Monaco, Azerbaijan, Canada, Britain, Austria, France or Italy, then Hungary, Belgium, Netherlands, Italy, Russia, Singapore, Turkey, Japan, Austin, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi. It's interesting also the Brazilian Grand Prix back as the Brazilian Grand Prix, not the Grand Prix of Sao Paulo. Let's have Verstappen.
Even worse grip than before.
Oh.
Just, no front end.
So,
and it might have...
Verstappen saying that there's no grip on the front end, Megan.
Good start.
That isn't going to be
Something
good.
with the tires.
Just go so what kind of new ice cream car?
Yeah. By the way, the Sky have got their headsets back, the nice silver ones. So they've had the people who've cleaned them up a bit. Took a month and a half.
How long didn't they clean them for?
August. So August, September. So they took a whole month to repair them all. Unbelievable, eh? So yeah, there you go.
What did they do to them?
I don't know. But there you go. That is the official F1 calendar for next season as well. Let's get the immediate reaction of you lot. Beth saying catching. Alonso probably wants to see more time to at the starts. Exactly. The Alonso start controversy. What does Mazepin have to say about the issue? Stroll, a finger wave as well, just like that. Beth's also saying, I'll do Azerbaijan. You're more than welcome to come on at any time, Beth, as well. Just give me a message. You've got my email. And I'll get you on the show. Science finger wave as well, going off the track there as well, yeah. But yeah, you're more than welcome to come on at any time. Just let us know and give us an email and we'll get you on for one of the sessions. No problem at all. But yeah, that is it. Verstappen struggling with the front end grip as well out here. 25 minutes to go. Hamilton is top 1:24.178, fastest of all, the clear to P4 on a 1:24.965. Carlos Sainz, he's currently last on the board. Carlos Sainz will start this race from the back of the grid as well. He's taken a brand new everything ahead of this weekend's race. So he starts from the back and he does a 1:25.202 and goes top of the board. Yeah, he's a bit greedy, isn't he?
Just like, I'll have one of everything.
Yeah. Seconds as well as Carlos Sainz. Is he locked up some point on the track? Because he just got a little bit of oversteer. No. Yes, oversteer. The exit turn 9. That very fast kick downhill. Hopefully everybody liked as well that we have to use F1 2011 as the video game this weekend. And also, I just like to point out my thanks to my friend Jade, who's given me 2 of her Xbox 360 controllers later on today, so that me and Megan can do the commentator challenge first thing tomorrow morning as well. And we're keeping our fingers crossed that they'll actually work. But if not, we'll have to do a lap around a different track on Gran Turismo or something, or maybe doing a race around Portimao or China, maybe China actually, because China isn't on this F1 calendar anymore. So maybe do a race around there. God knows what we're going to do when we get to Qatar. I don't know.
We can get my guitar and play a song.
Well, there is a co-op mode on MotoGP at the Qatar track. Yeah. So we'll probably have to use a MotoGP and race on bikes for a lap. Do you remember how bad that went last time? We are terrible at the MotoGP games.
Very, very bad.
And for lap attack as well that weekend, I've got to get a motorcycle round on the game, and it's very, very bad.
Well, you're better than me at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a PlayStation 4 one as well, and just that's the only one we've got with 2 controllers at the moment. I'm dreading when we get to Saudi Arabia as well. This is the biggest track on the calendar, second to Spa in most corners as well. We've got to learn it quite quickly.
This isn't going to end well.
No, the last 7 races as well do have quite a lot of problems. I mean, we're fine in America. We're fine from America, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi. No, even Abu Dhabi's changed. But he hasn't changed in the F1 game. So Abu Dhabi's track guide's going to be wrong as well. Codemasters really have let the ball down here. Oh, and Ocon down at turn 9. Got a massive oversteer. Yeah, massive oversteer there. Well, at least we don't have to do lap attacks, timed laps in order to sort it. At least we're back to proper races at the moment. And with Portimao, actually, Megan, did you notice Portimao's not on the calendar for next year? There's no there's no Portuguese Grand Prix next year for F1. But there is one for MotoGP. And so the government have paid for that, but they haven't paid for.
Have they had a disagreement?
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. That there's no Portuguese Grand Prix on the calendar next year. Well, presumably it'll step in for China, who again cancel the race due to something. And we'll have to wait and see how much of that calendar for 2022 remains the same. I already predict that Azerbaijan might change its time and date. One thing is certain, though.
They'll change everything.
Yeah, but one thing is certain, though. I won't be commentating on FP3 or qualifying for Azerbaijan next year. That'll have to be you. Because I'll be doing Le Mans. So, yeah, that's a disappointing situation. 21 minutes. How is there only 21 minutes to go? I swear when we started the calendar chat, there was 25 minutes to go. It's only 21 minutes to go. Unbelievable. That's really dragged, actually.
It's dragging a lot.
When did Beth say I'll do Azerbaijan? 10:01. It's now 10:09. Oh, my God.
That felt like 10 or 20 minutes ago.
I thought we were near the end of the session, to be fair, with that calendar chat. Yeah. If we'll talk about the MotoGP calendar as well.
Mornings are hell.
Yeah. Still, 23 F1 races, 21 MotoGP races. They're going to clash so many times next year. It's unbelievable. As well.
Next year I have tests. Loads of tests.
Don't worry, we'll get guests in.
Good. Because college isn't easy, especially first year.
Well, I did actually want to get some MotoGP guests on this year, but unfortunately, for quite a lot of the races, we have to use your laptop. Which can't handle the same stuff as my computer can with multiple streams and multiple things going into it.
Because it hates it. Because it's only designed to be a work computer.
Yeah, and this one here we've kitted out to be a streaming
And
computer.
when I play solitaire on that.
Do you know, it's actually
Google.
it's actually exactly a year today since we started covering every F1 race.
Is it?
Eiffel onwards, and it was a year to go today that the Eiffel Grand Prix started, but there was 2 delayed practice sessions. So yeah, we've had that computer now a year. Yeah, so we've had that computer a year, and we've streamed every race now for a year. That's a whole season of F1.
It's held up well.
Yeah. Well, it's doing well at the moment, isn't it? 19 minutes to go then.
Oh, I just cracked my ankle.
Okay.
Oh well.
Yeah, not going there, is it? As they come through. I wish I could show more track guys, but it's not working. Let's hear from Leclerc radio.
I'm destroying the front, though. Yeah. Let's maybe go to the pit lane now.
Copy. Let me know on the flap.
So Leclerc.
Let's go +4.
Copy +4.
So
and next car pushing behind Gasly, 8 seconds.
So Leclerc is talking about the same thing about that Max Verstappen was. He's got no front end grip, but he's just going away from him. Interesting.
Jeez.
As they come through at the moment then. Who's telling fastest heads times? Oh, Leclerc is, and Bottas is as well, but Bottas is coming to the pit lane.
I'd have to say Leclerc.
Yeah, fastest across 2 sectors and goes third on a 1:24.654. Not bad. Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Bottas, Sainz, top 5 as things stand here for the Turkish Grand Prix at the Istanbul Intercity Motorsport Park. I was going to say, actually, before we got interrupted a while ago, we have a man on site this weekend as well.
Yeah.
Ali, who is our esport manager as well on BBB Esports. He has gone to the track this weekend and is a part of the Motorsport fan. He offered me to go.
Did he?
Yeah, and I would have gone, but at the time, Turkey was on the red list for travelling. But it's now gone on the green list.
Which is
fine to go.
So
yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, because I could have been on site this weekend at the Turkish Grand Prix.
Yeah, I have work to do, so...
Yeah, but you're in every session anyway, so... Give and take $1 million. I might change you for FP3, don't I?
Oh, you better. I need at least one lie-in this week.
Sunday? Sunday not needed until 12:55.
Okay, Pierre. I'm inclined to box to focus on the priorities now. If you're happy, please.
Okay.
We have some work to do. We can see the limitations. We have some ideas. Don't worry. We will make it better.
Yeah, no problem.
We've just been...
I think it's quite clear, like...
Yeah, super clear. Alonso 6 behind pushing, sorry.
Copy. Yeah, it's just so much more grip compared to last year. It feels like a different track, so... different limitations.
Yeah, copy that.
Gasly's radio needs replacing before the end of the next session. Breaking news. Belgium is considering moving to a 4-day working week. Plans announced imminently. So, a 4-day working week, that's what, a 3-day weekend?
I'm just going to move to Belgium.
Megan, you already have a 4-day working week.
I don't care!
You are literally a 4-day working week. You already have a 3-day weekend.
Still. You want it all the time.
I only take a day off on Monday. And then I'm back
Can
working.
I do a double cool?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I know
Track is clear behind.
Copy.
I know Gasly's French, but I swear he just says, come on to Bell 2. I swear that's what he just said over the radio. Was it Gasly or Leclerc there?
It was Leclerc.
Either one, they both speak French.
Yes.
Yeah. Formula Amelia is saying a season-long race steward is definitely needed. The thing with these decisions is that both sides are justifiable. Lando not getting a penalty is understandable, but giving one is reasonable too. If you have one person who'll have one view, that movement disappears. I think that's on the fact, what she's talking about, is that Lando Norris didn't get a penalty for crossing the white line at the Russian Grand Prix when he came in for intermediates. However, controversially, there was a penalty given to Yuki Tsunoda earlier on in the season for crossing the white line. So it's which is it? Give or take $1 million?
Well, there's a reason why Norris wasn't given a penalty, because if he hadn't all come back onto the pit lane thing, then it would have been a massive crash since there was a car coming.
Yeah, so he had to take avoiding action, yeah. Danny Kvyat is on F1 TV this weekend as well, just out there. The Alpine test driver as well, and former F1 driver. And the pit lane channel as well looks so amazing now. They really have done so much good work on that to make it a separate entity going forward. And I wish F1 uses the pit lane channel on their world feed at restarts. Just imagine the safety car restart with multiple camera angles on boards of the top 10.
I would love that.
Yeah, just on safety car restarts.
Just little camera there, just like see how fast they're going. Like,
yeah. Oh no, what I'm on about as well is that safety car restarts, and then you shrink the main picture, and then put loads of the onboards all along the screen, just all the way around, to see how every driver is reacting to it. I think that'd be fantastic. I mean, NBC do a similar thing with NASCAR. I saw it when they were racing at Talladega on Monday.
Compared to Lewis, I'm losing like
it would be interesting.
four tenths now in the last sector.
I come back to you. So we are losing 2/10 first sector, 2/10.5 last sector.
Well, apparently there's 112 days until the next Formula E race.
Someone's really desperate to get it back.
How many days was it in Phineas and Ferb have had summer vacation? 104.
I think.
Can I just ask, is this true? Our American viewers, do you have 104 days of no school in the summer? Because that Phineas and Ferb thing says there's 104 days, or there's 109.
Summer vacation.
Yeah.
It's like,
do you have 100 days off? How many days do we have off in the summer?
we have 6 weeks.
Then again, is the only break they have like Thanksgiving and Christmas?
No.
Do they have the normal half-term breaks that we do?
Okay, cool down, the front right.
Tsunoda being shouty over the radio now. AlphaTauri's radio systems
Rubbish.
today, they're really bad. They've either had too high or too low, or too gargled. Talk us through, Megan, do they?
So when it comes to summer vacation, we get 6 weeks off.
Which is how many days?
50.
50? They get 104, we get 50?
Well, hold on. Let me calculate this. So,
yeah, do calculate this.
So, it's usually halfway through July.
Yes.
So, let's go from the 14th.
Yeah.
So, that's 15 days. Then we have the entire month of August, which is 31 days. So, that's
46. Plus another 4 at the end of it, which is 50, yeah.
Yeah, 50. We have 50 days.
And they have 104.
Hey, Yuki, we suggest offset -1 to start the lap, and then we go offset 1 before turn 12 braking.
That's Yuki Tsunoda's radio.
I think they finish in June. I'm not sure whether they have like Thanksgiving.
Well, they're free in July
Well,
4th, aren't they?
They had the day of Thanksgiving off.
I know July 4th they're free.
Yeah, that too.
Because we all watch Stranger Things.
Jeez.
I know. I was just thinking the same thing as well. Is that how many days off do they have for American education? I mean, my goodness.
Do you know there's actually a funny line in Vampire Diaries that Kai says, mentioning this, and Kai said just like, no wonder America got so, I can't remember what that bit was, so you're never here.
Yeah, you're never there, are you? No wonder Boy Meets World took 7 years to complete.
Exactly.
Even though the education, so how many? Well, I still think there was they jumped a year or so, or lost, or added a year.
They do. They start when they're 5.
No, with Girl Meets World. Sorry, with Boy Meets World, it started with about 3 years before. What on earth's that? There in the com box. Can you see that fly? What is that?
What the hell?
It's like there's a really weird fly. We've just noticed in the commentary box. It looks like a wasp or something or other.
No, it's not.
It's got that type of tail, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What on earth is that? Just we'll leave that there then for a while.
Maybe if we ignore it, it'll go away.
Well, it's at the top of the box anyway, so the spider's near there. So whatever it is, it's about to meet its maker. Anyway, going forward, let's just talk about that for a second as well. The fact is, how long is it? Also, can anyone ask me as well? What is Squid Game?
I don't know.
Neither do I. I've heard
loads of people in my college, even the teachers, keep saying, "So who's what Squid Game?" I was just like,
We really need to look into the brakes. They are very
Understood.
Was trying to watch Black Widow.
Yeah.
What is Squid
We're
Game?
watching that tonight because it's been out 2 days. And I want to watch it because Black Widow is my favourite.
Fine.
And Loki is my favourite.
10 minutes to go in this first part of the weekend. Yeah, I'm fine. First session of the weekend then. Kimi Räikkönen won the first Turkish Grand Prix here in Istanbul from pole in 2005 from McLaren. He led every single lap, start to finish.
So what did Boy Meets World start 3 years before high school?
I think so, yeah.
And it ended
just after college.
Yeah. And it's Topanga and Corey. If you've never watched it and you want to watch it, then just cover your ears.
Upshifts are very, very bad, says Russell on the radio.
They are together. Like.
On and off throughout.
Upshifts are very, very bad.
It doesn't make sense. They had to have skipped a year.
I'm trying to find out, actually. You do the talking.
Right. So Verstappen's in second. I don't know if anyone knows that. There is 8, nearly 9 minutes left.
Middle school begins. So it's the first day of middle school. Now, what's that in America?
I think you're 12. Middle school.
Okay, so middle school lasts 4 years.
Jeez, that's as long as high school. So technically it should be 8 seasons.
I'm trying to find out. Hang on a minute. I just honestly give me a second.
Did
because
they all skip a year or something?
I'm not sure. Right, middle school lasts from, what was it, 10 to 13. So it's 10, 11, 12,
3 years.
13. 4.
No, 10 to 13.
10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, count it, remember. Then it's 4 years of high school, so that's 8 years. And then they went to college, which is 4 years. That should have been about 10 seasons long. They skipped it all. They must have skipped them from middle school to high school at some point. Because that just doesn't make out.
And then skipped a bit of high school to college.
That doesn't make sense. They graduated high school with their diploma in season 4.
In season 4?
They skipped them about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, you see what I mean? This is what
they still looked. Wouldn't they still look that age?
I don't know.
Or was it off the year?
No, it was on here.
Did they give
So we're pretty happy with turn 8, and happy with the right toggle for turn 8.
Remember that scene in The Simpsons where Elisa goes on stage and says, "To keep my age looking, I was deliberately given child inducement drugs to keep me looking the same." Very bizarre. Yeah, okay. So that is what's been happening across this session so far then.
I have so many questions.
People still watching, thanks for staying with us at the moment as we get to the tail end of this session as well and go on one of our usual rants.
Giovinazzi goes to 14.
And he's had his lap time deleted as well for track limit to turn 1. So that 125.812 just deleted like that. Put on Reddit and find out if there's a dating controversy. It's like with Doctor Who in Unit. They don't know if there's 70s or 80s.
Did.
What is this at the moment? Yeah, so yeah. The new gloves have caught some attention now of Chris Midland as
the
well.
First thing we were talking to when anyway. I put up, did they skip, was in Boy Meets World.
Okay, so lap times, those at high fuel, mid-28s, 28.4s.
Yeah, how did they must have skipped.
They skipped 2 years.
Somewhere between the entering the 7th grade and the fall of 1954 in the episode Back to School, starting the 11th grade and fall of 1996. In the episode I Ain't Gonna Spray Lettuce No More, the characters skipped 2 years.
What?
Giovinazzi, he's had his lap time to lose for turn 1 limits, but he's had a big kick of oversteer coming out of the last corner at turn 14. So now we understand that the Boy Meets World, they did actually skip 2 years. Well, that's something to know and something new to know, isn't it?
What grade are they in Boy Meets World season 3? That should be interesting. In season 1, they were in 6th grade. Season 2, they were in 7th grade. Season 3, they were in 8th. And then graduation. What?
Yeah.
I know. 9th grade.
It skips like that. click of a finger.
Season 4 for 11th grade. Season 5, 12th. Season 6 to 7, they own college.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Sergio Perez, one of the 5 drivers who are on the grid, have raced in Istanbul during its original run on the calendar. The others are Hamilton, Vettel, Alonso and Raikkonen, because, of course, it left the calendar in 2011 before returning in 2020, and now in 2021. It makes its second race here. I love Istanbul as well. It's such a fantastic circuit. I love it being back on the calendar so much because you always get a great race here. Lap 1, 2011, is perhaps one of the craziest laps we've seen in ages. It was non-stop. Even Martin Brundle, who wasn't that good as a lead commentator, he says himself, I thought he was fantastic as lead commentator. And I wish he did more of it. But Martin said as well, that was one of the most funnest laps he's ever commentated on. He just non-stop talking.
That's
but
good.
I really, really enjoyed Martin Brundle as lead commentator. He says he didn't feel like he was good enough and had to force it a bit more. But
we're still looking into this in the background, Max.
Many people...
I think the tyres are great.
Copy.
Many people still regard...
And Strat 2 when you can. Strat 2.
Many people still regard the Martin Brundle, David Coulthard commentary of 2011 as the best commentary team of all time.
That fly's still alive.
Yeah, it's back now, isn't it? No idea what it is either.
It's been there for ages. Did it reverse it? Did it eat the spider?
Perez on the track now with 3:47 to go.
Should we be scared?
Well, hang on. Oh, look at that. Did you see the timing graphic? the timing towers got stuck, and then it just massively accelerated. It just jumped 10 seconds. It literally went and just dropped down. Because I looked at the clock in and it said 3:30 to go.
It's
Not
like,
there, it's
great,
3:47.
something's wrong. It's like, oh, right now.
So the timing tower just got accelerated. At least ours is correct.
On track limits, turn 1, last 2 laps, deleted lap time. Turn 1, last 2 laps, deleted.
And Yuki Tsunoda.
It's disappeared again.
Oh, yeah. And, Tsunoda, what's happened?
This idiot.
Oh, there we go. Tsunoda's,
Swear.
they're swearing. This bleeping idiot. I don't know who he was. I think it was Mazepin, actually. Once again, it could have been Mazepin.
It'd be a valid statement.
They're on the track next to each other. I can see on the graphic we've got here in the box, which isn't a lap tracker, but it's like
this is creepy.
one.
Look at Norris and Leclerc. Their times.
Norris?
No.
What?
Their top speed things.
Are they identical?
Yes.
Well, they really are as well. Identical, wasn't it? Leclerc is 0.12 seconds of a second faster as well at 131 kilometers an hour. Top speed of both 309. So they are exactly identical. That's great to see.
It's weird to see. Oh, what the hell?
What?
Which Ferrari is that?
Stroll.
Okay, check. So losses to Max are just in turn 8 when you were passing Tsunoda.
So that's Perez on the radio.
Think about the push toggle for sector 3, turns 12, 13, 14. Push toggle
So
is available.
Leclerc.
It's Leclerc, yeah.
Stroll.
It's the
So
radio through me.
His car, when he went over the curb, it didn't just go. It went.
To oscillated massively, yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was melting.
Round the fearsome turn 6. Turn 8, though, here is absolutely fantastic. It's a flat-out segment as well. And it's got 4 turning. You're pulling about 8G on your neck. Just push your neck towards me a sec. You're pulling 8G on your neck so much through turn 8. It is very, very high G. For 8 seconds as well, you're constantly having that force on your neck. I mean, I just push your neck there as well. And it hurts a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, not that much.
And he's jumped the curb at the exit of turn 10 as well. No,
Who can blame him?
Imagine that,
More
though.
charge, 2 minutes left, so you need to do a quick charge lap if you want to start another lap.
That's Raikkonen.
Is he insane? Because there's 1 minute left.
I think that message was a minute ago and we're only just hearing it now. Down to turn 12 for Charles Leclerc. Looks okay.
Do you know what I really want to watch for some reason?
What? Look at the grading!
Star Wars.
Look at the grading! Did you see it as well? The front right tyre of Charles Leclerc on the soft there is degraded massively. Watch him into turn 1.
It looks really dead.
Watch him into turn 1. Look at that. He's done 3 laps on these tyres.
Jeez.
I'm just checking. He's done 13 laps in total on these sets of tyres.
These are no friend to this track.
So 13 laps and the C4 tyres explode. How apt? Yeah, how apt? Hamilton then, with 10 seconds to go, looks to top this session. 1:24.178 is the fastest time.
Too bad it wouldn't race on the 13th, sadly.
What won't race on the 13th? There's the
Race
checker
on the
flag.
10th.
Wow, look at that. That's enthusiastic from the flag man.
Whee!
I tell you what, that is fantastic. One of the things I always like to see is the person, the marshal waving the checkered flag, really goes for it. You know, like I do. You really go for it. It's a big event. The flag's out, and usually you're just seeing like that. There we go, all
It's
done.
like, who
This flag man is not just there going in there. It's like, go on, end of the session, fantastic, big Japanese style waving. I tell you what, nobody waves the checker flag like the Japanese race director marshal. He wears a black suit jacket and goes like this with the flag and does a whole routine as they come across the line. The checkered flag in Japan is one of the greatest flag wavers ever. Literally, Adelaide used to jump on the track and jump up and down and do all little things. But Japan...
Checkered flag that you can push on in that.
Yeah, Japan,
We'll be staying on track for a
literally,
start.
use it as a
So we
fan.
do need to cool the
Just
engine for the
wave it
start.
up and
Please cool
down,
the engine
wave
now
it
for
up
the
and down. In
start.
fact, do we have a flag?
It's like
No.
extra.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a flag here, of course, of the checkers. But honestly, it's amazing what they can do. Checker flag's been taken now by everybody. The first one to meet it was Vettel, but everybody's now taking the checker flag, including Kimi Räikkönen. That was a quick end to the session, and it ends. Yeah, let's hear from Leclerc.
Brake balance +1, suggestion.
Your suggestions are not in line with what I feel.
I tell you what, that is fantastic, isn't it, for Charles Leclerc? How polite is he? Your suggestion is not in line with what I feel.
He sounds like Tuvok. Or Spock.
It's a very Vulcan attitude right there for Charles Leclerc.
Oh, that's what I'm going to watch when I get up there. I'm going to watch Star Trek Voyager.
I'm going to go watch... I can't remember
Brake
what
balance
series I was
+1,
watching.
suggestion.
But you know what I'm going to watch?
Your suggestions are not
The
in line
beginning.
with what I feel.
'Cause I'm really liking the first 3 seasons for some reason.
I'm going to go have breakfast after this as well and do that as well. I'm trying to think what I was watching and I can't remember. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that was it.
Do you know, I'm slowly getting like... My favourite character in Star Trek Voyager has always been Chakotay. Though my favourite is slowly becoming Tuvok.
You must jump for joy with the fact that he might be back in the new series.
Exactly.
Of Star Trek Picard.
Exactly.
However, there's a rumour that all of Voyager have been assimilated by the Borg.
I'd still be happy with that. I've always been a fan of the Borg.
And of course, with the pit lane here being different, the practice starts have to take part on the grid because there's no room safely to at the exit of the pit lane. So practice starts on the grid. It's going to make it interesting though that we won't see any practice starts.
You said left-hand side, right?
On
Yeah,
Sunday.
correct. Left-hand side. You will be the first one on the grid.
So here we go then on the grid with 5 red lights on, and it's lights out, and away they go.
Oh, jeez, look
And that
at
is Verstappen's
that.
tyre.
Oh, jeez.
So we understand now that the front right tyre on the C4, the softs,
He's done 11.
Yeah, they're really destroying quite quickly, aren't they?
He's done 11 in total, though his
On
current
this
one's
stint.
a 6.
Oh. So those tyres are really, really bad after a couple of laps. So that's going to mean everyone's going to favour the medium and the hard tyres going into the race. Unless it's a wet race, of course.
Josh?
Then it's into some wets. Megan?
You're the one who introduced me to Star Trek. But what was the first episode of Voyager I watched?
Endgame.
Really? So I watched the ending first.
So did I.
I suppose it is a better one.
The reason you watched Endgame is because it was on the tape of the unmistakable Murray Walker.
Daniel, we think the new battery bar, it should be working on the dash. That new display should be working.
Okay, nice to hear. The Murray Walker documentary, that was in 2001.
So
the
were we
unmistakable
watching
Murray
that?
Walker. Yeah, the last Voyager is after that. So it's the Murray Walker documentary, then after
So we
it's
watched
the last-
that,
yeah.
and then we were just like, okay, just
Yeah.
sit here for a bit longer, just watching Voyager.
Yeah, because at the end of it, it says Last Voyager, and it's Endgame, the whole Endgame. So we watched the old... We watched the last episode of Voyager before we went back to the beginning.
That explains why I really like the later seasons.
Also, you do not realise how much that old Captain Janeway looked like Kellyanne's old piano teacher, Prue. So much like her. Honestly, if you could, you'd have loved Prue for that matter, because she was literally Captain Janeway. The facial features, the hair, everything, the grey hair, everything. Honestly, she was fantastic, and the turtlenecks.
I wonder what the first
black turtleneck.
Janeway.
Yeah, she's Janeway.
I wonder what the first episode of Star Trek I watched was, because I think it was an original.
Assignment Earth and Spock's Brain. They're the two that I watched first. That was the first two you watched.
So the originals.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, we watched the originals first. Then we went to Voyager. Then we went to The Next Generation. Then we went to Enterprise. And then we went to DS9.
And yet my favourite's always been Voyager.
Well, we watched them completely out of order in that respect.
Yeah.
I love them all, though. My favourite one is...
same, still.
My favourite one is DS9. And I don't know why you don't get into DS9. You would love DS9.
I already do love DS9. Though I never really get the time. After I rewatch Voyager again, I will watch DS9.
The thing with Voyager and The Next Generation and the original series is the fact that they, and even Enterprise to an extent,
out of context.
They're out of context. They're single episodes. Enterprise season 3 onwards is a story, and DS9 is all.
And you have Q.
Yeah, DS9 is all one story. It's a soap opera basically in space. So
I've got to say that I think one of everyone's favourite characters, no matter what universe, it's Q.
Yeah, Q has to be Q. Q's back, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think he's in nearly every single one of them, apart from like the originals.
He hasn't been in Enterprise.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't want Enterprise.
Well, nearly every single one.
Let's go.
2, I think.
Yeah, let's go over then and take a look at the times. It's Hamilton fastest, 1:24.178 from Verstappen, Leclerc, Bottas, Sainz, Ocon, Norris, Gasly, Alonso, and Perez, the top 10. Then we get Russell, then Ricciardo, Vettel, Giovinazzi, Latifi, Raikkonen, Stroll, Tsunoda, Schumacher, and Mazepin ran out the grid then. Not a bad first practice session here for the Turkish Grand Prix. A lot of action on the circuit, certainly everyone trying to find grip on the circuit, some finding it better than others. But what will happen? Rain predicted tomorrow, of course, and for Sunday. So FP2 this afternoon, the last of the dry running. Crucial for the weekend ahead as well. Join us for free practice 2, 12:50 British Summer Time. We're on air with the session getting away at 1 o'clock. My thanks to Megan for the company, and we'll see you all later on as well. Thanks for joining us. Join us later. Bye for now.